funeral. And the good thing about 2026 is that you don't have just one, the national broadcaster, focusing on one side. We were all watching from different angles. Number one, I am very surprised to hear anybody in this country talk about the people in Nyandarua or the Mount Kenya people, or even generally Kenyans, are very eager to hear what the president is saying. That is an outright lie. We already know what he's going to say. We already knew what he was going to say before he went to Nyandarua. He was going to give more promises, lies, fake things.
What do you say to his interpretation?
What I want to, yeah, that's what I'm getting there. What I'm saying is, number one, you could see that the people who were allowed into the space where they were having the celebration of the life of the late MP, it was not just anybody who could walk in. Literally, at one point, Senator Methu and some MCAs were actually barred from accessing the place. So when you say that obviously the people that were there because they came to see the president and whatever, the people that were there, this is the irony, were mobilized for the president. They were mobilized by the MPs and senators who are supporting the government, and they were placed there. But the irony of it was that it became so hostile and so high anxiety mode that even where Rigathi Gachagua was supposed to sit and he didn't sit, they did not bring a fuss out of it. They just let him sit wherever he wanted to sit. Why did they do that? That is the first thing. The second thing, he was nowhere in the program. He was not supposed to address the people. Now, if what he's saying is true, that you know, the crowd was there for the president, and, you know, it just reached a place that, you know, Rigathi Gachagua was sort of overwhelmed and wanted to be. No, they allowed him to sit where he wanted to sit. Why? Because they knew it was going to come down to some very violent show of event. They allowed him to speak. By the way, just so let me raise your attention. At one point, he was called to speak before Wetangula. He declined outright. We were watching it live. His name was called, and he said no, and he said no. And people thought, oh, he doesn't want to speak. No, he doesn't want to speak before Wetangula because his rank in terms of political seniority was that Wetangula would speak first. Okay. And you could see, and that actually happened.
Yes, let's handle this interpretation because it's a very unique interpretation.
But let me, I'm not finished because my interpretation to his final point, if really the president, that was his arena, those were his people, he was in charge, why would you allow someone that you impeached wrongly to sit wherever he wanted to sit, speak whenever he wanted to speak? And Rigathi Gachagua spoke for 28 straight minutes.
Let's allow
28 straight minutes.
Thank you, Senator. It's about the interpretation by Wakili that Rigathi Gachagua sounded more like someone who's trying to strike a conciliatory tone with the president, that someone who, and I've seen some people even suggesting that someone who's trying to work with the president now. Is that the interpretation?
That is not
it. You know, we may not be qualified to really discern what was going on mentally and deeply behind the different speakers. But I would like to state this fact that, you know, a funeral of that nature, it is a funeral of a member of parliament, and the president has never failed to attend funerals of members of parliament. That's a serious leader in the country, and I don't think he needs any permission, and I don't think he needs any advice. It is common sense and common knowledge that he has to attend, and he attended, contrary to what my sister here is talking about, that of course the president